My name's Sarah Dawson, and I'm from Aubrey, Texas, where my husband Chris and I run our training operation. Family. My dad, he's always been a horse trainer, and so it's pretty much all I've done all my life. It's all I ever wanted to do. I never really had aspirations to do anything else. It was always horses for me. You know, my dad was a competitor here 3 times now, so I've been to this event a lot. But I think it was the second time he competed. I competed the following year. I think that's how that worked. But just from coming with him, and then I got to know Tootie, and she got to know me. But yeah, the family was definitely the stepping stone there. It's very exciting coming here as a competitor. It's an amazing event, even to just be in the stands and watching it. It's like I try to explain the event to people, and I just tell it's an event like no other. I mean, it's entertaining. It kind of has all the right elements, and then to be a part of it, such a big event, to even be invited is super humbling. I mean, there's hundreds of people who would love to be in our shoes, so to even have this opportunity is awesome, and it's very exciting for me to be able to showcase my style and my way of doing it. And what's so neat about the 4 of us, we're all going to do something a little bit different, but we're all after the same thing. And so to show people that there's more than one way to skin a cat, you can go about things a different way and still have the same result in the end. And it's an amazing event, and I'm happy to be part of it. I get NRCHA anytime I go show. I get nervous, and I think when you don't get nervous anymore, you need to go do something else because you don't care about it anymore. I think it's just in how you handle those nerves is what separates individuals. Everyone wants to know what we do to get ready for the competition, and I think anyone in our shoes can say that our jobs get us ready for a competition. It's not something you just walk out of your door one day and say, okay, today I'm going to get ready for this colt starting. I mean, it's years and years. It's hundreds of horses and working with those horses and starting different horses, as many as we can. And so our jobs, our lives have prepared us for this competition. I know Kate very well. She's an outstanding horsewoman. I actually look up and admire her horsemanship skills. I mean, she's very talented. I've not been able to spend very much time around the other 2 girls. I did a photo shoot with Rochelle, and she's very sweet. And then Vicky, this is the first time I've met her here at this event, and she's a show jumper, which is really cool. So I'd like to get to know her a little bit more than I've had the opportunity to thus far. But I think with having Vicky coming in, it's very fun to kind of have a very different perspective with her having the really strong English background that she does. So I guess I can't watch her very much, but I'm looking forward to buying the DVD and watching her there. I think it's an amazing event on many different aspects. I mean, just me being in the horse industry, anything that we can do to bring attention to our industry in a good way is fantastic. It just trickles down the ladder and affects us all. As far as an educational purpose, it's great for people to see the different styles of horsemanship and colt starting. And so it's really an event unlike any other that we do. And so it's a pretty amazing event and very special in its own right. I think it's awesome that the girls are kind of getting a chance to shine. I think it's very, very fun, really, for the audience as well. And I'm happy to be one of those women competing. So it's great. Well, both my husband and I, for a living, we rein cow horses, and very involved in that. And so for me, it's not necessarily a big show that I would like to win. It's we have $1 Million Riders Club, and it's for riders who have won $1 million or above on their horses, and that's my goal. Because winning a certain show, I mean, anyone could win something once, but to be in the $1 Million Club, that means you've trained dozens of horses and gotten dozens of horses to the very highest level. And so having that mark in your cap is pretty special to me. I got a ways to go. The horse choice is always a tough one. I mean, I was actually talking to someone this morning where I was coming, I almost wish they would just put numbers in a bag and we would just have to draw for them, because you can really overthink the horse choice and you never really know until you step into that round pen. And so I have some that I'm looking at, but that's not a guarantee that it's going to be great and that it's going to work out. And so when I'm looking for a horse, I mean, it makes it kind of tough, because I would like to say I'm looking for the one that I can take home, because that's, if I was going to go buy something, that's what I would do. It's like, okay, what horse do I want? But you also have to look for what horse is going to suit this 3-day deal, because that might not be the horse that's the best one 6 months from now. And so you got to think about that a little bit as well, which is why I'd really rather just stick my hand in a hat and draw one, because you can really start overthinking it. But since we have the option to pick them, we do have to make our best guesstimated decision at it. I first step into the round pen, my main goal is getting a lifeline on that horse. That doesn't mean I'm just going to walk up and catch it, but what I'm doing in there is working towards getting that horse caught, because we have so much that we have to do in such a short amount of time that until we get that lifeline on that horse, we're kind of dead in the water. We got to be able to get that horse caught so we can go to work and start building what needs to happen in order to do all the stuff on Sunday. So when I step in there, I'm kind of focused on getting him caught. Before the final round, I would like to have a horse that is forward. That plays a big role in getting through that obstacle course that final day. And that's another thing, going back to what kind of horse you're going to pick, and you don't really know till you get in there, but we want a horse that's going to be able to last throughout the event, because at home we don't work them, or at least I don't work them like this, like I do at this event. I mean, I 20-30 minutes and put it away and go get the next one. As far as when I'm starting colts, I don't do an hour and 45 minutes and get it used to tarps and jumps and all this crazy stuff we have to get them used to. And so to have a horse that's going to have enough gas to get through that, and so that final day, I want a horse that's happy moving out, with me on top is the main thing that I'm going for, because that's going to be important on Sunday. People outside of the horse industry, if they were to be introduced to this event, the thing I would most like them to discover is how a horse thinks. And it's not a dog. It doesn't think like a dog. A lot of people have perceptions that they're just big pets, and they're not. They're prey animals, and they can understand us provided we present things to them in a way that they can understand. And so for an outside person looking in, I think this is a great way. It's pretty black and white and shows them exactly how a horse thinks. I mean, you can't sweet talk a horse into anything. You have to communicate in its own language and develop that pecking order and establish it. And I mean, you have to have it trust you and respect you at the same time. One without the other, it becomes imbalanced and you put yourself in dangerous situations. And so just for people to kind of learn about the horse's behavior outside looking in, because I think there's a lot of misconceptions with the Black Beauty and the Black Stallion videos that people have about these animals.